Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I thank Honorable Banawalu for his question. Mr. Speaker, the Sustainable and Resilient Recovery Program was supported by ADB from 2021 to 2022. This program, Mr. Speaker, has continued. ADB has been a key strategic partner for development for Fiji for a very, very long time, since 1970. And Fiji has partnered in numerous projects, including roads, water, climate change-related projects, budget support operations, liquidity support for the national airline during COVID. And I would like to take this opportunity, Mr. Speaker, to thank the Asian Development Bank for co-leading budget support reform operations together with the World Bank. And Mr. Speaker, there are other possibilities now with ADB, World Bank, working with other development partners as well on some of the major projects. Mr. Speaker, as you are aware, government last Thursday signed a loan agreement that will enable government to receive a very concessional financing of US $70 million from the Asian Development Bank through the budget support program. Mr. Speaker, the budget support financing is a new modality for accessing finance from development partners. And this has been a great support for government after COVID and in the last so many fiscal years. And some of these concessional financing, Mr. Speaker, and budget support also refers to policy reform. And it is useful for government and for the country as a whole to use these budget support opportunities to undertake, key policy reforms. And in the last 18 months, we have completed a number of policy reforms across different ministries. The program, Mr. Speaker, supports Fiji's efforts to restore fiscal sustainability and inclusive climate resilient growth, both undermined by COVID pandemic and disasters. So while building fiscal and community and private resilience to climate change and future shocks, it builds on the achievements of the reform program. And one aspect of this program was completed in 2020. The government policy reforms, Mr. Speaker, falls in three areas. So I'll quickly and very briefly talk about those three reform areas. Reform area one, public financial management for fiscal resilience and debt sustainability. Mr. Speaker, this includes review of the Financial Management Act, formulation of the mid-term debt management strategy as part of the fiscal strategy, Mr. Speaker, which is presented to Parliament. Of course, we had the Climate Change Act, the implementation and perhaps review of that act, and establishment of new tax information system for FRCS. The reform area two, Mr. Speaker, public policy for community resilience, included gender responsive budgeting, which has been rolled out to all ministries as part of the budget process. The social assistance policy was also part of this public policy for community resilience reform area. And also the launch of the new market-based climate risk parametric microinsurance project, Mr. Speaker, which is the first for the Pacific. And reform area three, Mr. Speaker, is enabling environment for resilient private sector recovery. And this supported the recovery of businesses and fostered a creation of new enterprises, including the establishment of a 2-year rate subsidy loan through the RBF, new regulations under the Companies Act and the National Payment Systems Act. Some of the other details of the budget support program, Mr. Speaker, say for the government is in coordination with other development partners is actually outlined on page 58 to 66 of the budget supplement of the 2024-2025 budget. So if members want to see more details, then they can refer to them. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Honourable Deputy Prime Minister.